I remember, like, so when I first read the script and, the description of the location, I thought, this would be really cool, but that's going to be really difficult to find. And then I remember David sent me some pictures from the location recce, and David said something like, I think we found the location. And I looked at it and I thought, that is definitely the location. And when we eventually got there and, you're seeing some of the drone footage, you think, wow, this is incredible. What a place to set a story.
And when we turned up, it was perfect. You look around, the location's great. We maybe should have had a location manager with us who could tell us if certain things are suitable, because once we were there, we realised that it technically didn't have drinking water. You could drink it, but it was very brown out of the taps. To the point that was our drinking water, and if you had a shower, you were having a shower in brown water, copper. I don't know if it was copper. I don't know what made it brown.
Yeah, the brown drinking water was that was the hardest bit.
But so then you have to go get bottled water, and it's quite a drive to the next town. But then we found out how were we supposed to know that we were going to be filming in the hottest week of the year? And the town ran out of water bottles, so we had to keep driving around until somebody had to go. I think they found some in an MOT garage or something like that, where somebody's fixing cars and a little vending machine. And we spent like £100 on 10 bottles of water or something.
We were driving about half an hour to get bottles of water, no water. But because the guys back at the cottage didn't know what was going on, because we couldn't contact them, saying we had to drive another hour to go to another supermarket to try and find water. That was, it was a shock, and it kind of hit home how remote it was.
And there's no Wi-Fi there, so nobody can check any emails or anything like that, which was kind of really great because it kind of took us into the filming a bit more. But because we were like, once we were in it, we couldn't be distracted. But if we didn't have that file that we needed for scheduling, because we realized we spend all this money on scheduling software and budgeting software and all that, you couldn't use that without internet, so we had to have everything printed off. And
you'd have to drive a good 15-20 minutes just to get one bar of signal.
So being that remote not only gave us some challenges, which they're not surmountable, no phone signal, no Wi-Fi signal and stuff like that, but it also gave us the benefit of being in that filmmaking bubble. We were a very small crew, 20 minutes from anywhere, uncontactable, no family, no friends, for 12 to 15 hours a day in that filmmaking world. It pushed us on.
There's even one bit where when we turned at the location scout, the cottage was surrounded by beautiful long hay, and it just looked like, brilliant from film, like beginning, like Gladiator and Signs. They all have this beautiful corn. We turn up, and on our second day was the day they decided to cut it all down. So, which takes all day, obviously, with a couple of huge tractors. So, I can't remember, did we film anything that day? I remember we definitely filmed something, but I think we just couldn't worry about... It was like, what scenes could we do that don't require sound? Because you have these bloody tractors outside. So, lesson learned. And if you find in a location in the future, see if you've got drinking water, internet, and quiet. That'll probably be 3 things that you should tick off before you get started.
I think when you think about wanting to make a film, you just think, I just want to get in there, I want to immerse myself, and I want to just like live and breathe the film. And when you try and do that, usually there's like tons of distractions, and like, you spend an hour each day trying to figure out where to park everyone's car. But the great thing about shooting in Wales and in this little cabin was there was nothing else to do but make the film. We were living and breathing it, and like we'd all worked together previously, and we all pulled together, and it was so ambitious. But because of who everyone was and the fact that everyone was so experienced and we were all there to do it, it sort of like it became almost like a summer camp doing it. It was great.
I was in a situation where I was the only crew member who wasn't staying over on location. I had to go back and forth every kind of day. So I remember getting a phone call about 10 minutes before I got to location from Dave, saying that he's bought a shirt for Rory to wear, but when he's opened up the package, it was the wrong shirt. And so Dave's asked me to kind of go and find a shop where I'll be able to find a white shirt. And this is, of course, in the middle of nowhere. So straight away getting onto Google Maps, trying to find the nearest location, and there was nothing around us. It was the nearest shop was either 40 miles this way or 45 miles the other way. So I was just stuck in this situation where I've got to go and just drive around Wales trying to find a shirt. So I ended up going to numerous different little Tesco's or Asda's, and this was, of course, in the height of COVID, where shipping and deliveries weren't being made. So you go to a shop and they say, we don't have any white shirts. So then I'd end up going to a different town, exact same story. And I spent hours where, to the fact that I could have gone home, taken a shirt of my own, and then came back to the location. But eventually I did find one little place that I just had one shirt that was surprisingly his fit. Fantastic. This has been just a massive trek. Got to the location, everyone was really, really happy. Dave gets it out, he said, oh, fantastic, I'll iron it. He burnt it whilst he was ironing, within seconds. I'd spent hours driving around just trying to find this one thing. I thought I was the saviour of the day, and then Dave just goes and...
So is he still going on about that shit?
Yeah, it's all he pretty much talks about.
Well, I was trying to help, and if you don't get a director to iron a shirt, what do you think's going to happen?
I think it was the fact that he drove for like 12 hours in the morning, brought it back, and you burnt it within 2 seconds. Is the problem?
But
Chris, thank you for following the breadcrumbs. I knew you'd be the one to find them. Now, listen to my voice. My breathing is steady. I sound fully conscious. I'm not what you all think I am. If you look through our findings, you'll see that we'd found sites, out-of-the-way places to perform their depravities. We looked wherever there were reports of overindulgent murders, anything ritualistic. And we found lots of them. We realized we'd walked into their trap. They were tracking us.
Are you burdened with religion, Mr. Duffy? Do you know why he doesn't answer our prayers? He's scared, terrified of waking something far older than him. He knows that by helping us, it would notice him. You see, your God is a coward. It answers me when I call. It listens. It tells me when it wakes, I will be rewarded for my devotion. And when it makes this world drown, I won't offer my hand to save any of you.